Yo, what up, guys? Ross Scalps here, and in this video, we're gonna be reviewing Dune Part 2.
Part two.
So, Dune Part 2. It's Tyrell's favorite movie, and why is that?
Uh, it's originally from a book. I'm a diehard fan. You know me.
Alright, who's the director?
Oh, I like I said,
Oh, the
diehard.
book.
Book.
Author, who's the author?
Oh.
Die Hard, or is it a boy or a girl?
Oh,
Man or woman?
woman.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Alright, so Dune Part 2. Now, this might be the best movie probably in the past 10 to 15 years,
Easily.
is what everyone is saying about it.
Oh. Yeah. Easily
Yeah.
what they're saying about it.
Yeah. So Dune is, apparently there's some books.
Apparently.
No, but everyone's saying that it's really, really good, and obviously these movies are based off of the books. And apparently there's 6 of them. We haven't read the books, so we're literally just like the general audience.
Full disclosure.
And the first movie, I skimmed it.
I watched it.
What was your favorite part?
The first half.
Oh, what was that about?
Just.
So we basically skimmed through the first one, have a brief understanding, and so we're going into the second one not really knowing what to expect. And honestly, I think if you like the first one, you will like this one, because I skimmed through the first one and it was pretty good for the most part. I just feel like pacing, it was kind of slow, dragged, bunch of dialogue. And I feel like the second one is kind of the same. And in this movie, there's a bunch of like character development for Paul, or Timothy Chalamet's character. Him and Zendaya's character, they start to grow into this like relationship.
Oh yeah.
Kind of thing.
And speaking of that, she was like kind of standoffish too towards the beginning of it.
Yeah, she didn't trust him and whatnot. But they kind of did a good job, like making them build that trust and that relationship. And so basically, the movie picks off from there, and it keeps going. And even with his mom, she gets a certain character arc that I don't know if I agree with, but I mean, it was there. And he had to prove himself. He did. And that's like all in like the first hour. And then the next hour is literally like Austin Butler's character and all the bald dudes just like talking.
Well, I mean, you're getting more of like the background between the family and the houses and all the.
Yeah, like expedition dump.
Yeah, it is, and it's just describing like the different nuances of royal family type things.
Yeah, and that's like a lot of the second hour is like just them, no nothing else. And so there's that, and then the last hour, it's like at the end they kind of meet, and that's I think where it like grips you again at the end. And some of the choices that are made at the end is just, I mean, I don't know if I agree with it. Kind of didn't make sense why he would say this and then do this, but that's the book
That's the book.
that you read, right?
Yep. Honestly, this movie, it is a long runtime, but if you think about it, it's 6 books altogether. So it's like each hour probably was sectioned off for a different book.
Yeah, and it's hard when you're watching this if you haven't read the books or don't have an understanding of the lore to know what part is taking out of the books and how much they took out. And so that's like another thing if you're just like a general audience member, like, well, it's like you're not gonna understand everything from the books. Especially the ending where you think one thing's gonna happen and then something else happens, but you don't know because the books could make it a certain way. I don't know.
Exactly. Oh, just the chemistry though between the actors was great. I thought. I know there was a bunch of dialogue and it did take a long time, but if you dove into the dialogue and like looked for small details, it was really nice to watch. It's just so hard for me to stay in a 3-hour movie, like to stay engaged the entire time.
Not only was the acting good, but like the visuals, and some of the sets and everything was really great too.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that was great. Like this overall, I can see why people are saying this is a great movie.
You have the visuals. It didn't seem cheap. They
Like the
definitely put some
story.
money into production.
Yeah, the story and like all that, as well as the acting and everything. Like it was pretty. It was a good movie. Like I can see why people say it. This was getting a ton of praise. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was like all that. It was a good movie, but I think I've seen better in the past year.
Yeah,
For the cons, I'd say like it kind of dragged. If you don't know the books, it's
yeah,
I don't
but
know if you'll enjoy it.
it's a big con.
And then the runtime. I guess that's part of like why it drags, but almost 3 hours long. It's just hard to just sit still and enjoy anything really for that long. Overall, I mean, the movie was solid. I don't know if it's worth all the praise unless you like the first one, and I think you'll like this one more because I think this one was better than the first one.
Oh,
Um,
easily.
and so, with that being said, though, I think I'm gonna give it the salty popcorn award.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like if there, I don't want to give it a piston cup. It's not. It's like it's on the verge. It's always those mid tiers that get to me because it's like, how do you
I
rank
think the runtime, if they cut it
it
down a little,
exactly?
I think it might have been for the general audience, right? If they cut it down a little, I think it might have been a piston cup. But that's gonna be our ranking. Let us know down below if you saw Dune Part Two, and I'm curious to see why you think it's a masterpiece, or if you agree with us. You know, I'm curious as well. But that's our thoughts. You know, general audience, I think you'll decently enjoy it. But if you like the first one, I know you'll probably enjoy this one. And so, with that being said, thank you all for watching another movie review from us, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.